on this, a journalist in Northern Ireland, Francis Hughes, joins me on the ward now from Belfast. Good to have you join us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. Hello, everyone.
So I wanted to get your reaction to all of these developments in South Korea. Yoon has now become the first president to be arrested in that country.
Yes, I think what we're witnessing is the exposure of the failure and corruption of Western-style politics all over the globe. It's not just in South Korea. I mean, apparently this man was to be investigated on corruption charges, and then he tried to bring in martial law in order to protect his own position within the government, so that basically he wouldn't have to face investigation, potential trial, and potential imprisonment for criminal acts. Now, Joe Biden is in the process of leaving the Oval Office in Washington, and he's giving pardons to his son, Hunter Biden, who's been accused of many different scandals, corruptions, and criminal acts. And then we have the likes of people in England. Recently, somebody called Sadiq had to resign as a junior minister because a family relative in Pakistan is involved, member of parliament Pakistan is involved in corruption charges in and around property. So modern politics, as we see it in the West and those countries that are vassals of Washington, appears to be career politicians who are involved in many instances in corruption. They're only in politics in order to aggrandize themselves, to get in positions of power and influence, where they will receive money and beneficiaries that are in their favour. So personally, I'm glad that he's been arrested. I'm glad that he's been investigated, and I wish that this was brought further afield across the globe in order to hold these people who are guilty of graft and corruption accountable for basically stealing money that belongs to the people of their countries, to the citizens that they claim to represent, when in effect they're just representing themselves and getting as much as they can out of the system, and many of them appear to be bought by the global corporations that want to do business in their countries.
The opposition Democratic Party's floor leader, that's Park Chan-dae, he said that the arrest is the first step towards restoring constitutional order and democracy in South Korea. But what next for Yoon? And does this have a political undertone beyond the attempt to fight corruption?
Well, the case is about corruption. Whether or not there's any kind of political machinations in the background where people wanted to get rid of him, they wanted to have him deposed, they wanted to somehow undermine his leadership. But from the outside and from where I am, this man is Washington's man in soul. This man is virulently pro-American. He's virulently anti-North Korean. All these military drills that they're constantly using as provocation against North Korea. Perhaps there's an opportunity for people who are more aligned with tolerance and peace and mutual respect to come into power. The fact that martial power was even considered in South Korea, which is a vassal state of the US, I personally have no doubt that the Americans would have had a hand in this. There's no way the reigning president in South Korea would bring about martial law without running it past his American paymasters. So to my mind, the Americans were fully involved, fully complicit, and in full agreement with bringing in martial law, but it backfired because the people and the opposition refused to accept it.
And when you look at the situation on ground in South Korea, it has led to deepening polarization within the country. It has also pitted two branches of executive power against each other. We've seen enforcement officers armed with legal arrest warrants. And then we've also seen the presidential security staff who say they are duty-bound to protect the suspended president, at loggerheads. What does this mean for political stability in South Korea?
Well, the political stability should come from removing this man from office if he has found that there is a genuine case of corruption and criminality brought against him. It's not as if he is the a messiah. It's not as if he is the constitutional leader who has been falsely accused. There's a huge difference here between someone who's falsely accused, like Imran Khan in Pakistan. When his supporters come out onto the streets, they are defending democracy because you had a CIA-inspired regime change operation to get rid of Imran Khan in Pakistan. So this is not Pakistan. This is not about a kind of fight for democracy against some political impeachment of a leader who is fully innocent. Now, innocent until proven guilty, but when he tried to bring in martial law, to my mind, as an outsider, that proved that this man has something to hide. This man is culpable. So there'll always be a fragmentation in society when it comes to the cult of personality and it comes to politics. Hopefully people will be able to move beyond this, and if this man's guilty, he goes to jail.
For following developments there, we'll see how things play out. Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to have you on.